Which is okay. So now that Bad Bunny is done doing what he's doing, and everybody with the fake outrage and all this other drama that's going on, I guess it's still going to continue because people are still talking about it and decoding and taking apart the damn thing and still discovering new things. And then you got the people over there on the Fox side that are just with the fake outrage. Well, one of the groups that have kind of thrown their hat in the ring in regards of who want to perform at next year's Super Bowl halftime is the Backstreet Boys. And you want to know something? I'm actually kind of for it. I think I definitely would like to. I think that that's the direction they should go because at this point, I'm like, with Kendrick doing what he did, and he kind of like, I mean, yeah, we had Beyonce who was doing a lot of political stuff in her show with like the Black Panther stuff and Black empowerment and all that stuff, what she did with the Super Bowl. And then I feel like the one who really went there with like the deepness of culture and so many different symbolisms was Kendrick. And then it's like the football got past the Benito and he kind of just took it to the next level. So at this point, it's like I feel like many artists are probably going to feel like, well, how do I top Bad Bunny's performance? And I feel like instead of trying to figure out how to top the performance and trying to feel like feel that this pressure that you have to put so many Easter eggs and all these other things into your performance, why don't we take it back to just simple getting up there and performing? And here's the thing, say what you want about all these other these boy bands or whatever the case is, but Backstreet Boys have been still out here performing for the past 3 decades, a little over, and they have a residency at the Sphere, which has been successful. Every time they tour and they perform, people come out and see them. So they're in a way, yes, they're a nostalgia act like a Journey or a Rolling Stone or all these other bands, but bringing it back to basis of like nostalgia, I feel like is definitely a direction the Super Bowl needs to go. But it all depends on if Jay-Z is willing to just be like, okay, let's go there with that. Either that or that people gonna still want to be out here campaigning for Taylor Swift. Because y'all been campaigning for her to do the Super Bowl for the past almost, I think, half decade at this point, maybe even more. So according to E! News, they said as the boy band continued into their millennium residency in Las Vegas, they're proposing to bring their nostalgic set list and coordinating outfits on another important stage, the 2027 Super Bowl, saying, "What do you guys think? Backstreet Boys 2027 Super Bowl halftime." This is what AJ McLean asked the crowd during the show at the Las Vegas Sphere on February 11th, per a fan video from at JPask24, saying, "Let's make it happen." I mean, why not? It's in Los Angeles. It's right down the street. Well, yeah, well, LA and Vegas are kind of neighbors, but you got to take a plane to get from LA. But that's how big it is. But anyway, so while the Shape of My Heart singers are consisting of Kevin Williamson, Howie Durrell, Nick Carter, Brian Luttrell, did y'all forget? Oh, well, I was gonna say, did y'all forget one? But AJ was already talking, so they're not gonna include him because he already said what he said. They said, are eager to perform a medley at next year's big game. They weren't always open to the idea. In fact, Nick previously revealed the band declined to headline the 2001 Super Bowl and sang the national anthem instead. Saying, quote, at the time we loved the Whitney Houston rendition of the national anthem. And for us, we got the choice and we passed on the halftime. The 46-year-old told Entertainment Tonight in 2021. But it was a memorable experience for everyone, and I like to say we did a great job at the national anthem. He also praised fellow boy band NSYNC, who starred in that year's halftime show alongside Aerosmith, Britney Spears, and that's when she had a sock on her arm, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly for doing a great job during their set, noting he loved to share the stage with them in the future. Quote, that again is going back to an era we came from, the late 90s. It was a really beautiful time, and I think everybody wants that again. They want that feeling coming out of this, everything we have gone through together in society for the past year and a half. He continued, we want to be part of the story of love and growth and just coming out of the dark. I think that's why this event is so special to us. So, to be honest, I definitely would love to see this. And also, I'm sure the last time we saw the Backstreet Boys, they have a Super Bowl ad out with T-Mobile. I don't like the commercial. I thought it was kind of corny, where they were singing their Everybody song for Coinbase. Oh, there's a karaoke session for everybody for Coinbase, but it was "I Want It That Way" they were doing for the whole Super Bowl halftime thing. I didn't like the commercial. I thought it was like stupid, but we get it. Y'all have to make up and change up the lyrics and do all these other things because it's a thing. You're getting a lot of money that you got to split 5 ways, I guess. With T-Mobile, T-Mobile paid them a mint for it, so go for it. Do what y'all got to do to make y'all a little money. I'm not judging y'all on that, but then I think they were saying that oh, and then also they mentioned the whole thing about, and I think I may have brought this up because everybody's talking about we need an NSYNC arena tour, which they've been talking back and forth about, but then Justin Timberlake, they keep saying, goes back and forth on it. And the back and forthness, I'm like, well, maybe because he's either flaking out on it or the excuse is the Lyme disease. Because didn't he say he got Lyme disease? So I wouldn't mind a Backstreet Boys in sync double header if they did something like that, where they kind of had, remember NKOTBSB? That was New Kids on the Block and the Backstreet Boys when they did a tour together. And I think they brought on another boy band on that too, if I'm not mistaken. But I would love a Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC type situation, but Justin got to be on board. And I don't know if I see him wanting to come back and do the show because I think he'd be acting like he's too damn big for NSYNC. But if y'all want to bring the other four back on, be my guest. But in regards to this, I would definitely love to see NSYNC. I mean, not NSYNC. I would love to see BSB do the Super Bowl halftime. Now the question remains: is it them by themselves, or do we need them to kind of bring out all the different boy bands like 90? Well, I was going to say 98 Degrees, not 98 Degrees. I never cared for 98 Degrees. You can bring all the other boy bands out, like take. Well, I was going to say take that, but people in the U.S. don't even know who that is. I'm trying to give names, but I'm like, do we bring other boy bands into the mix, or do we just keep it Backstreet Boys? Maybe we could get a surprise with NSYNC coming on board. Oh, and maybe this would be like they could do a surprise how they did with Lady Gaga. Maybe that just for this performance, they could sneak out Britney Spears and get her to come in and just pop out of the floor, and you have all her dances. And she kind of do a medley of her hits. Bitch, the children of my generation, we will lose our shit if y'all did that. And that would be an iconic moment. So I feel like at this point, nothing can really beat what Bad Bunny did because what he did was just so culturally significant that I just feel like at this point, maybe just to cool the waters, and I don't give a fuck about what them ignorant idiots over there at Turning Point, or as I like to call them, to pussy, um, or Fox News and all these other, I don't care what they got to say on this because y'all were gonna hate on the damn thing regardless. But I feel like in this point, because we are so up here in regards of everything, that what needs to happen is just do it just a straight up nostalgia performance at the Super Bowl. So I think that that will be good if they did that next year. Then the following year, then y'all can go back to the controversy. But we kind of need to just wash the palate a little bit and just give good old fashioned performance. Because you know the thing with the Backstreet Boys, they have good songs. They're unproblematic. So yeah. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Would you like to see the Backstreet Boys perform at next year's Super Bowl? I just hope whoever they pick it'll be interesting. But at this point, I don't know who y'all can get to top Bad Bunny after all of this. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.